Whiteside edge forming bit. I've always used Whiteside, and Fine Woodworking magazine has selected them twice as best overall and best value. Let's go to Whiteside Machine Company and find out how they make the great American router bit.
My name is Clark Whiteside with Whiteside Machine Company here in Claremont, North Carolina. I guess when you talk about a homegrown business, this is a homegrown business in the truest sense of the word. This business originally started in 1970 in the basement of our home. My dad, Bill Whiteside, started the business as a one-man shop. It wasn't long before his brother joined the business, Mike Whiteside. I was 5 years old at the time. We were just a general purpose machine shop doing whatever type of metalworking business we could find. We do have a blend of older equipment, manual equipment. We find that in a lot of cases that's the best way of doing it. Each manufacturing step that the product goes through, each time it's handled, is an opportunity for each person, each employee here to make sure the bit's as good as it can be. We do take a lot of pride in our workmanship here, just like the woodworkers at home. You're proud of the pieces you make, you want it to turn out right, and I think that's one of the values of this company.
I'm with Todd Reese, and Todd Reese is the plant manager at Whiteside Machine Company. And Todd, we're standing in front of a bunch of material. What is this?
This is bar stock. This is some of the flat stock we use. Over here is some of the round stock that we use. And this is all used in our manufacturing process for the bits. We bring the raw stock into the CNC lathes. We'll program the CNC lathe for the shape that we need. The machine will turn that shape into the tool and cut it off. So the parts come out basically turned to the shape that we need and the length that we need.
We're over here at a CNC machine, and we're going to take the next step. What's Paul going to be doing here?
Well, what Paul will do is he'll take the blanks that after it came off the CNC lathe, he will program the machine to make the correct cuts, and what he actually will do is remove a lot of the bulk of the steel, as you can see. He will mill a pocket for the carbide to fit into, which this is a piece of carbide that we'll use, and it will end up fitting in the pocket just like this. Well, right now we're at the brazing step in the process of making this bit. What she's doing is she's taking carbide and she's going to actually affix that carbide to the tool and line it up on the back side so your carbide's going to fit on there, and then we'll go back and grind all this material away to get the proper form on the tool. She heats the tool up to about 1200 degrees to get that solder to melt in there to bond the carbide to the steel. You get this bit out in the field, it's spinning at 18,000 RPM, so we inspect the braze on these tools 100% to make sure we have no voids between the carbide and the steel itself.
Todd, how do you grind one of these bits so that it's so precise?
Well, what we do is, these are some bits that put a slot in a piece of wood, and what he'll do is these bits will come in after they've been ran on another machine, and he has to grind the back side of the carbide to get clearance on it, so it will cut through the wood freely. And that's each grind that he's doing is on the back side of the head, on the shank side. And at the same time he's grinding, he's putting clearance on that carbide and getting a good sharp edge there.
We've got one router bit here that's got a lot of carbide on it, and another router bit that looks like it's almost ready to start cutting.
Yeah, what we're doing here is we're roughing the bulk of the carbide off and getting it within about 5 to 10 thousandths of finished size. What Jamie does is sets the machine up, he looks at the print, sees what it needs to be ran at, he'll run the tool over there, adjust the machine on size, and then he will gradually work that carbide off the tool.
Now, you were telling me that all the straight tools come to this gentleman or one of several others.
What we do at this station is we finish grinding tools. We'll take it after it went for the roughing process to where it was 5 to 10 thousandths oversized, and we will bring the tool to these machines, and they will finish grind the tool with a fine grit wheel so you get a good sharp cutting edge down to the proper size, which is plus or minus a few thousandths. So they are constantly measuring this tool to make sure it stays on size, because it is the final step in the process.
Well, Todd, I enjoyed seeing how they were made. And you've given birth to the great American router bit right here in North Carolina. This is where they are shipped. Tell us about the shipping department.
Well, in this room, the tools come in, they get dipped, which is right behind you, the dip pots. We heat the dip up to about 250 degrees to get a plastic coating on them. And as the orders come in from the office, the sander will go around and pull the tools out of the bin and put them in a small container and give them to BJ. BJ will box the tools up, and she makes sure all the tools are correct in the box. She's our second check. Now, after she checks the tools, the box will go over to Mary to the UPS machine, where we'll put all the correct postage on the box and the address and stuff like that.
Well, with this great inventory, it looks like you always have the right router bit just in time for the woodworker's needs.
We do. We try to ship 100% out of this room. When we do have a back order, we will focus on that back order 100% until we get it completed and that stock into this room so we can ship it as soon as possible.
That's just great. I've enjoyed it so much.
Well,
Thank you so much for the tour.
Thank you.
The Whiteside router bit story is a great one. And you can get your Whiteside router bits at Highland Woodworking. They have a great selection. For more about Whiteside router bits, go to our website, thehighlandwoodworker.com.